If I can show you a predictable and smarter way to get more qualified leads, would you be interested? This is a proven process, battle tested, and currently working all over the US and Canada. I'm going to walk you through the Rainmaker method in the next 10 minutes. And best of all, we guarantee our results. Now, before I get into it, I want to just give a background on who I am to see if you should even listen to me. My name is Rahul Alim, and I used to be a top producer at Realtor.com, the #1 real estate website in the world. I started a company called Custom Creatives and became the exclusive marketing partner for Realtor.com shortly thereafter. I designed, have written, and created over 40,000 campaigns for agents, teams, and brokers all over the US and Canada. Now, here are some brands that I've worked with in that 40,000 agent pool. Companies like Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, Homes.com, RealtyTrack, LoopNet, Remax, Keller Williams, Century 21, Prudential, Coldwell Banker, Long & Foster, Realty Executives, Engel Volkers, ERA, John L. Scott. That was a mouthful, and there's hundreds and hundreds of more brands that we've worked with. Now, here are some results because this is why you're here. We want to get you meaningful results using platforms you may already be familiar with, but actually add some tweaks along the process so it actually works for you. And here's some proof. We have 22 leads, spent $36, and also got a listing appointment on a Saturday in our very first week running ads. Now we have another person right here who is extremely sold on the process, where he's having back and forth conversations of leads being generated in real time every single day, just like clockwork, using our Rainmaker method. And you can see some cost per results here, which is 118 leads at $2.50, 116 leads at $2.55, and so on and so forth. We have hundreds of screenshots, hundreds of results all over the United States and Canada. Now, in a nutshell, here's how our campaign and our program works from start to finish, which I'll walk you through in just a little bit. Now, does this sound familiar to you? You're relying solely on referrals or your sphere of influence. You've been running ads or even campaigns, and they just didn't work. What about running mail campaigns in mailboxes that just brand you, and they're not really delivering results, or you just don't know because it's going to every single zip code or every single household in the farm area and you can't track it? And you hear millions of pitches from people just like me, and nothing resulted in anything fruitful. Everything just seems to be costing you money and you're frustrated. And I get it. But if you're still interested and you're still on this webinar and you're watching this video, I feel like you're committed. Now, are you willing to invest in a system only if it fits your needs? You're in a position where you want to level up and increase your transaction volume. You want to gain back your free time so you can spend it with family and friends and vacations. And you want to get off that hamster wheel because that's what it feels like every single day. It's just Groundhog's Day. And let's just break that glass ceiling so we can get to that next level. Ultimately, you want a result that's proven to work and give you the confidence that your money goes well spent. Now, I'm going to walk you through creating a conveyor belt on autopilot called the Rainmaker method, where over here on the left, we have our whole entire population. We use our crane to pick up our ideal customers with our messaging. We put some traffic into our generator using Facebook, Google, and modern platforms that people are using every single day, and out comes opportunity on the other side. And you can see a little trampoline on the bottom there. If people engage with our ads, click our ads, and they don't convert, well, guess what? We'll put another message in there in front of their faces so they come back. And at the end, it turns into our opportunities and our pot of gold, which ultimately becomes our clients. Now, here's overall that big picture slide. Number one, we want to make sure we have our targeting right. We don't want to be the master of everything. We want to be the master of a niche, the king and queen of the category in our neighborhoods that we specialize in. And I'm going to walk you through how we do that. Then we put together our offer. Now that we have our targeting in place, we know exactly what we're going to say to these people. We know exactly what's going to make them tick. We're going to know how to influence them with copywriting, so we have the right words to create emotion and reaction. Now, once we have that perfect ad set, then we're going to have a lead capture system in the form of a landing page to capture their pertinent information. So we know their name, their email, their phone number, and even if they own a home. And after they submit their information, we're not going to just sit there and say, thanks, your inquiry has been sent. We're going to tell them exactly what to do to have immediate gratification all along the way by telling them that they can get a list of homes, they can get an inspection, they can get whatever our offer is right then and there in real time. And we'll create a real time chatbot conversation, which is a survey It's an interactive two-way conversation that happens in real time, all built by us. Think of it as artificial intelligence the smart way. We're giving people what they want when they want it without having to wait for it. They get that immediate gratification that they came for. And we'll be able to track every single lead all along the customer journey and exactly where they are in our pipeline stages so we can always stay focused on the warmest people first. We even have automatic emailing, two-way text messaging campaigns, and we even have a dialer that can actually call all your leads for you and book all your appointments for you and do every part of the grunt work all done for you so we can lead to the end, which is our new clients. Now, who is your ideal client? Here are some categories that you can look for. People are looking for great deals, first-time home buyers, growing families, empty nests, neighborhoods that you specialize in. Maybe there's an HOA nearby with high HOAs, or you specialize in that community. Maybe even strategic partners where you're helping and partnering with lenders, title, and escrow companies so you have a two-way relationship and building out that sphere. You can all do this through great advertising online because that's where everybody spends the most amount of their time. And on the right, you can see other types of targeting and ways that we can get in front of people by writing great copy, whether it's the language they speak, decision makers, gender, education level, income, race, and interest. Now, a lot of this stuff may not be available for targeting within all the platforms, but we can certainly write our ads once we know our ideal customer. Now, offering value is key. One of the best types of advertisements is a curated list of homes, whether it's foreclosures, under median home prices, coming soon listings, fast moving market, and leveraging rates or down payment options. Now, it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. And that's why copywriting is key. Small tweaks can make a big impact in your overall campaign. So we really just don't want to ask a stranger to marry us. We want to add value first. And that's what it's all about. Now, here's an example of running ads. We run multiple ads under each client that we're running for. So we're constantly testing. We're not letting our ads get fatigued. We're not letting the market see the same thing over and over, like watching the same television show every single time. There's a season 1, season 2, and there's a series behind this of how we run our ads strategically. And here's an example of offers so you can see exactly what something would look like. This is an example of a property list under a median home price. And the key here that you want to understand is not this particular offer itself as a standalone, but just understanding how to attract the ideal customer, to build your database, to be able to nurture and qualify the leads, to set more appointment with more qualified leads. Because now that they know you, now they can start to like you and then ultimately trust you. And now you've built this database of hundreds of people over the year, and they all live in your local community. And what we always want to do is create value, differentiate from the pack of all the other realtors, whether they're not even existing on Facebook or they just have messages that talk about themselves, like the number one producer, me, me, me. And the last thing we want to do is create some sort of urgency so we can inspire action takers. Once we capture somebody's information, we want to capture their information and then deliver the value. And I'm going to show you exactly how that's done. And here is an example of our qualifying chatbot. This is where our AI technology comes into place. Once we've captured all their information, now we're going to have an interactive conversation that's going to drive real-time conversation. It's going to qualify the leads for you. It'll book the appointments for you with a calendar link and also have a long-term nurture. Best of all, it comes with a CRM that collects all this data for you. And you can see here's the follow-up automation, and here's an example sequence. On the right, we have a new lead, send a text message, send an email, a wait period, send a text message, send an email, wait period, and so on and so forth. We can structure and create these triggers at will, however long we want. And in fact, in this exact example, you can see an appointment was really booked with a real client looking for a real property. Now, here's how we can manage the opportunities pipeline, because if you're not using your CRM properly, then you probably could be experiencing a lot of leakage in leads and possibly missing out on a lot of commission checks. That's why we have a tight knit CRM that can track things directly through the pipeline, and it's fully customizable. We even have two-way text messaging. So if you wanted to sit behind a keyboard and send a mass blast to all 300 people, or have the one-to-one intimate conversation with a two-way conversation going back and forth so you can respond in real time, Best of all, this even integrates with Facebook messaging. You can add your prior database to our campaigns. You can turn old leads into warm leads, create referral campaigns and more, and you can mass text message personalized messages in seconds. Now, this is one really cool thing. You can actually measure campaign success. You can listen to important calls. You can keep yourself and your team accountable. This is great for training. Are people following the process? Are they making the appointments? Can they handle common objections? Are they constantly asking for referrals? And best of all, this is where we can have our call center team dial every single lead for you. So leads comes in, we call, we make the appointment, we do the follow up, and we keep you updated and keep your calendar filled throughout the month so you have more opportunities to sell more homes and cash more commission checks. Now, does this all make sense? Now, here are the outcomes that we expect. We expect leads to come in high volume. We expect people to have listing appointments on Saturdays. We expect people to get referrals from leads that we generate. And when they get listings, we expect people to get more buyers because guess what we're doing? We're now putting you out in the ecosystem. We're putting you in the number one social media platforms available on earth today to get you the most amount of exposure to a buying audience. And you can even see here, sometimes leads come in and the targeting and the messaging is just aligned and it turns into more commission checks. And what would 50 to 100 more leads do to help your business? We guarantee booked appointments. If you want to learn how we do this and how it can change the future of your business, book a free call to apply with us. We'll see if we're a good fit and go from there. Here's how to do it. You go to this link, calendly.com/the Rainmakers/realtor. You'll see this screen, and all you have to do is pick a time, pick a date, fill in a couple questions so we can contact you, and one of our enrollment specialists will walk you through step by step through the program. We look forward to serving you further.